what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto Manga 586 prediction. And I'm really enjoyed this chapter this week, and I don't know if it's just because we're finally out of those flashbacks or what, but I thought this chapter was overall pretty good. We're finally starting to actually get a real fight going here, because I felt like all the previous chapters before this, even before the flashback, there wasn't necessarily enough fighting in the chapter, and there was more talking than there actually was fighting. Now, this chapter, a majority of it was fighting, and we got, a little talking here and there, but I felt like it was just the right balance, which is actually what I felt like it should have been the pacing before in the beginning of the fight, but we're finally getting the right pacing going for the chapter. So, I was really happy with this week's chapter. Of course, the theme basically had to deal with Kabuto wanting to hide behind other people, or basically trying to be just like other people. And, and that's something I think that, in a sense, we all can identify with. And I'm not saying in a sense that, any of you guys watching this video try to act like someone else exactly, but I'm pretty sure each one of us have somebody that maybe influences us in some way in our life, or has influenced us before at some point or time in our life. Whether it was something that you did, that was consciously, where you wanted to gain an aspect of somebody else that they had, something else that somebody did well, and you wanted to be able to do that same thing, as well as they could. Or it was something that happened unconsciously, like you just being around your family, and maybe you gained a certain saying that they said or something. I'm like, all of us can probably identify with what Kabuto kind of is dealing with in some kind of way. Not in a major way necessarily, but in some type of way. And this week, of course, Kabuto basically told Itachi, he was talking about the Uchiha clan, and saying that he envies the Uchiha clan for the fame that they have, the wars that they have stopped, and basically just thinking about how powerful they are. And Itachi doesn't really think the Uchiha name is anything, and, he just thinks that it's just a name, and, it's the shinobi themselves. But honestly, I think the name means a lot, because look at how, like, I'm not just talking about Itachi or Sasuke, but just having Sharingan alone allows you to be able to copy jutsus and be able to do a lot of stuff. So I kind of felt as though when Itachi said that, I'm like, it didn't really make sense. Like, I know Itachi is going to end up, during this fight, towards the end, he's going to start saying something that probably speaks to Kabuto, or kind of gets him to wake up in some type of way. But, I'm like, as far as with that, I have to agree with Kabuto, because Kabuto went ahead and basically called him out on that. Like, the Uchiha name has meaning. Or names have meaning, period. And, of course, we end up seeing Kabuto show off the abilities of the Sound 5, which I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but to me, now Kabuto's starting to seem a bit like Cell, if you get what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that Kishimoto copied off him or anything like that. I think, because he does have, Kishimoto's admit to having influences from DBZ. So I'm like, he's starting to seem like Cell in the sense that Cell had all of the abilities of these powerful fighters. You had, all the Saiyan's abilities, and had all, I'm like, he had Frieza's abilities. He had, like, the most powerful people in the universe, basically, other than, like, Kid Buu and people that came later. But, all the people that we had known currently, Dr. Drill had taken all their DNA, of course, and put it, formed it into an android, and that's how we got Cell. Of course, unlike the other, and he absorbs the other androids later on, of course, but, that's besides the point. Kabuto kind of has the same theme to me. Like, Orochimaru, a scientist, basically just like Dr. Gero was doing all that research. Kabuto, in a sense, is a scientist, doing all that research, and basically ended up incorporating the DNA from, different famous shinobi, and putting it into his body. And as we see, we know he has abilities of Suigetsu, has abilities of Karin, wants the abilities of Sasuke, doesn't have it, he has the abilities of Jugo, and now he has the abilities of the Sound 5. So we've seen him use Sakan, I think Sakan's powers. I didn't really understand what he was doing with Sakan's powers, but we saw Jirobo's power. Jirobo's power is a little bit of a waste to me, because I'm like, Earth style, you could have just went ahead and learned that, man. But, he used Jirobo's ability. He also used Teyuya's ability, which, of course, put Itachi and Sasuke under a Genjutsu, which in a sense didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, okay, how I'm like, and it's not even just about them being Uchiha. I'm just thinking about the fact that, okay, Sasuke, okay, you have a little bit of leeway with him right there because, okay, Sasuke does use Genjutsu, but his Tsukuyomi's not really on point. He didn't use Tsukuyomi in this chapter, but he has used it before, and it wasn't on point. And he's broken Itachi's Genjutsu, but his Genjutsu, that's why I say, okay, here I could see it, maybe him having a little difficulty. But as far as Itachi is the master of Genjutsu. I mean, he can just point at somebody and put somebody in a Genjutsu. So him having trouble with a Genjutsu, I didn't really get that exactly. I was like, okay, you know. But I think that was just Kishimoto's way of giving the Uchiha brothers another moment to actually fight together and do a combo together and work together. So, you know, that was my guess, because otherwise I couldn't see why Itachi wouldn't easily be able to break out of a Genjutsu or reverse it on Kabuto in some type of way, seeing as how he's done that to like Kurenai before and reversed the Genjutsu on her. So, I don't know. But we also, of course, end up seeing Orochimaru's kind of clone make an appearance out of Kabuto, which when I first saw the spoiler for this, I actually thought Orochimaru came back. I was like, oh man, like really? But, you know, of course that wasn't the case, guys. And you know what? After seeing this chapter, I don't think Orochimaru will ever come back. Because if there was any time he was going to come back, it would have been there. We would have heard a talking Orochimaru going on, talking about his plans and how him and Kabuto have been working together and all that kind of stuff. Orochimaru was pretty much done. Orochimaru lives on through his goals. His goals live on. He left a legacy behind. In a way, I'm not really happy the way Orochimaru got killed off, because I don't feel like he had like a really good fight going out when he got beaten by Itachi and we saw the flames of Amaterasu burn that snake. But at the same time, he did leave as far as on a good note. Like, he wasn't overdone to the point where, you know, we just were sick of him. Because, see, I know a lot of you guys actually wanted him back. So, you know, I will say that, you know, well, even though he's gone, you know, at least, you know, elements of him have stayed alive. So, anyway, basically, the chapter ends with Kabuto basically owning Itachi and Itachi getting ready to use Izanami. And, you know, we're not just getting ready to use Izanami, but he may have actually activated it for real this time, seeing as how there was a moment where it was almost like he was taking a moment of silence. You know, I don't know, maybe he already saw Kabuto's death in some type of way, because there was just like literally a pause of him just doing this. And, like, you know, I think Sasuke's just looking like, what? So, yeah, I mean, after he got basically owned, I did see a panel where Itachi looked like his eye, like, disappeared. So maybe he used it already. But I'm pretty sure if he didn't use it already, then he's probably going to use it next chapter, because I'm pretty sure he's not done right now. Because, one, he's an Edo Tensei, he can regenerate. And, you know, two, you know, I'm like, since he can regenerate, I'm pretty sure Sasuke's got his back. Sasuke's standing right there in Susanoo. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to sit up there and get owned by Kabuto like twice in that fight. And seeing as how he still has that hand sign for him, I'm pretty sure he's ready for him. So that's basically kind of what I expect to happen next chapter, guys. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's going to be some type of time-space ninjutsu or something. Something that, you know, I'm like, that was actually worth the wait. I'm hoping that Kishimoto didn't hype up this move for nothing, just for it to be just a little simple trick that, you know, a lot of us could maybe care less about. So let's just really hope that Kishimoto did a good job with it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below. Like, you tell me what you thought about the chapter and what you think is going to happen next chapter. And please subscribe if you have not already subscribed to my channel. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys on my next video. See ya.